I had always been on the Republican side in politics, and I'm here with all these political Democrats, but I learned very quickly that we were becoming friends, okay? And once you build that trust, you're not going to hear some conversation you had in the hospitality suite in a campaign ad. And once we start to build that trust, it made all the difference. And I had some Democrat friends, but I made zillions when I became, part of this group, and it's been amazing.
Well, and that's one of the beauties of Lyceum is that you meet people you wouldn't meet otherwise if you're just hanging with your own tribe or own group or whatever out there. And you get to know people on a different level. And for us, we were able to talk about things maybe we had a difference in, but the truth is there's always a lot more commonalities than there are differences if people work to find those. But we could also have that conversation of where there were differences and try to understand why I was coming from where I was to try to get to a policy issue or where you were coming from. And I think that's what's missing right now. Everybody just goes off into their little tribe and they don't want to have anything to do with each other. And I think perhaps one reason we got asked to do this is because we were on a panel when we talked about something like this several years ago for a first year. And I remember saying, the one thing I always knew, if I was about to fall off of a cliff and I looked around and saw hands to grab, I would grab yours because I trusted you and knew that you would save me. We might be different, but I totally trusted you in that. And I think that's what's so important about people building relationships like this again.
Yep. No, there's no doubt about it. It's been amazing. And I think that was kind of the idea in the Lyceum. And plus discussing things, if everybody's thinking the same thought, somebody's not thinking. And whenever I've been in positions of leadership, I always have my executive team, and there's going to have to be one person at least that doesn't think like all the rest. And they can give me worst case scenario. And they can also hold their hand out, stop me when I'm getting ready to step off a cliff and say, you may not have thought about this, but if you do this, then X, Y, and Z happens. I'm like, oh my God, that's terrible.